Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschool-ology. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. I've got an 8th grader, 4th grader, kindergartner, and preschooler. We are going into our 9th year of homeschooling on this upcoming school year. And today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you another part of the layers of learning that I will be using, and it is the writer's workshop. So that is the two pieces I've decided to try this year from the layers of learning. If you missed the art portion, I will link it right here. And just to update you, I did go back and buy that art sketchbook, and I really do like it. So it was an add-on. I think it was like $15 to the art program, but I did grab it because I think I really do like it. So that is an update to that video, but this video is going to concentrate on the writer's workshop. So let's dive in. So, if you have not been around and you are not aware, writing is something that we struggle with here. I am a natural writer, so it doesn't, I'm not good at teaching it because I don't necessarily understand all the ins and outs. I just do it, I just do it. And so it was really something that's really hard for me to teach well, and I haven't found anything that I've liked very much. Of course, we're doing grammar and we're reading literature and learning what makes a good story and things like that, but I'm not really good on like the finer details of, you know, this way to open the sentence is called whatever this thing is called, and this way to open a sentence is this, and you shouldn't have this many of this kind of sentence openers, and you shouldn't have that many, or you need to make sure you're meeting all of these criteria. Like that stuff, like I don't understand that stuff well enough to know what to teach. I have yet to find a writing curriculum that it explained all those things well enough that I understood it well enough to teach it. So while my children are, like my daughter's using Fix-It Grammar and she's learning about all those different kinds of sentence openers and, you know, prepositional phrases and all the different kinds of phrases, and while she's learning all that really well, I think she might understand them better than I do at this point. I don't know how to like help her translate that from being able to recognize it into being able to put it into like an actual paper. And so we haven't pushed writing very much up until this point. We've done things. We've done Brave Writer Jot It Down and Brave Writer, I think it's called Building Confidence now, whatever the one is after Jot It Down. They changed one of the titles. So we've tried we've done activities from the two of those programs in the past, so it's not like we haven't been doing any writing at all. We just haven't been doing like any necessarily like formal writing, and so that's something that we're going to be working on in the upcoming year. And I've picked up the writer's workshop because I feel like it is very laid out as to this is what you do and this is when you do it, and this is how you do it. So that was something that I felt like I needed. So what I'm going to do is I keep lifting up this one paper because I've only printed out the cover so far. I have been doing so much printing and binding for not only myself but some of my homeschool friends here. So I haven't gotten to it yet, and I just want to go ahead and get this video out to you guys. So I haven't printed it quite yet, but I'm going to show you on the computer because I did get a PDF download. You guys know I love me a good PDF. So Layers of Learning does have print options if you decide that you are a print person. They are there for you. I'd rather have a PDF version. It's instant gratification. I get it as soon as I order it. I have it. I don't have to wait for it to come into me. B, I can make as many copies of as many pages as I want to. I'm not restricted to having one page of something and having to make a bunch of copies because I don't enjoy making copies. With my copier, it works fine. I just don't enjoy doing it. And then just being able to have access to it kind of like anywhere, like because I have it on my personal drive, and if I'm at the store and I'm like, oh, what were those materials? I forgot my list. I can go open it up. It's right there. I can see it. So for all those reasons and many, many, many more, I love PDFs. So I'm going to set up the computer and jump over there and show you guys how, inside of the curriculum a little bit. So as you can see here, this is the what's inside. You get the jump start. So it has like kind of like writing, what is the writing process, analyzing writing, jump starting ideas, all that kind of stuff. Then you go into sentence, paragraph, and then narration. And then you go into descriptions, instructions, fanciful stories, poetry. Oh, that was farther than I wanted to go. True stories, reports and essays, letters, persuasive writing, and then a mini lesson index. You are not necessarily meant to go through this entire thing in a year. The Layers of Learning program is like a 4-year loop. So you like do this 1 year, this the next year, this the next year, this the next year, then you go back to that first year, use all of the same resources, but the next level up. It's family style, meant to be done all together as a family. So you will just do, more in depth with your older students when you go back the second time. So you're not necessarily doing all of this in 1 year. However, you could choose to do a little bit from each section 1 year and then a little bit more from each section and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is kind of like what a lesson looks like. Step 1, here's a mini lesson. Step 2, do some writing, and then here's some jump start ideas. In each of these little boxes on the side here, there's all kinds of little mini lessons that you can add on. So if you're doing all the stuff in the middle 1 year, you can go on and add on these other things next year. Or if you don't like what's in the middle, then you can choose one of these ones that are on the side. Or if you're trying to tie it in with something, you can choose one of the ones that works well with whatever else you're working on. So, and it just continues on in that in that manner. And so, as you can see, like some things are like actual activities, not just writing, not just sitting down and writing a paper, which is what I, was really excited about, because my kids don't like writing, so I need to find a way to make it fun and engaging and not seem like writing. So that is one of the reasons why I chose this as well. And so I'm not going to go like too far into it, but as you can see, it all follows in the same manner. You've got some stuff in white. It tells you like what you're going, let's go back. As you can see, this is like, what are we going to learn in this section? This is how we're going to learn it. You need to do this first and this second. But then after that, it is just a series of exercises and mini lessons to let you pick and choose what you think is going to work best for your family, and have a plethora of options for multiple years. That I feel like is super great and super wonderful for not only being able, I've said this many, many, many times in the past, but I'll say it again. I want to be told what to do and how to do it, but I also want flexibility. I want to be able to make it my own as well. So I love scripted curriculum, but that also gives you options for if you don't like this activity, do this activity instead. So I want it scripted, but I want to have options as well. And this is ticking those boxes for me. No, I haven't started using this. So I don't want to share all my crazy thoughts about it because I don't know. I haven't put it in action yet. But this is why I chose this. This is why these are the boxes that it is checking for me. It is a PDF, which you guys know I love. It is something that is scripted while also has flexibility. So it tells me what to do and how to do it, but also lets me choose in the manner in which I implement that. So I really like that. So it's planning for me, but not a ton of planning. Like I don't want to have to sit down and do all kinds of planning. I want to be able to just open it the week before and say, I want to do this activity, this activity, this activity. And it tells me what to do and what to say to do those activities. And that is something that I really love. And this definitely meets that need. It's something that can grow with my children, that, I can use it to meet them where they're at rather than trying to, match, because their abilities are different. For me personally, I think this is pretty standard across most children, but for me personally, my kids are never in the same place. Like their reading ability far surpasses their writing ability, and their ability to spell might not match up with either one of those, or it might be above or below, where they should be. And so I need to meet my kids where they're at. That's why we homeschool, or part of why we homeschool. And so this allows me to do that because it's meant to be across a whole range of ages. So I'm not like having to pick level 2 of this and level 4 of that and level you know, whatever of this, and then try to put those all together when they don't necessarily go together. And I feel like a lot of the programs that are, you're like, it's on a 4th grade reading level, but then the writing's on a 4th grade level, and my kids are not there, you know, like, and so, or vice versa. The writing they can do, and then the reading level is not quite there yet. So this is, I feel like, a good compromise because it's meant to go over so many age groups. So that was PDF, structured with flexibility, meeting my child where they're at over a range of ages, which also brings me to the other point, is that affordability. Because I'm going to be using it with multiple children for multiple years, it makes my dime go a lot farther. I'm not having to replace it every single year for the next level up. I already have all the levels, and I'm going to be using it with many kids. PDF allows me to print the worksheets as many times as I want to. So for me, this checks all of my boxes for what I would like to see in a curriculum. And so I'm going to use it, I'm going to try it, and I'm going to see what I think about it. And I will be, of course, updating you guys as we start using it. My plan is to use it with both my 8th grader and my 4th grader. My kindergartner, we are using Pinwheels. It has writing in it already, so I'm not going to ask him to come along unless he's interested in what we're doing. Then of course he's allowed to come along. So that is my plan. That is a little bit of a look inside of this program. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them either down in the comments or in another video, or chat with you over on Instagram. If you've used this, I'd love to hear all of that down in the comments. While you're down there, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, ring that notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram at Homeschool-ology. You can DM me there if you have any questions or concerns, or anything you'd like help with. And I think that's it for me today. So I hope you will come back and chat with me again real soon, and I'll talk to you guys later.